quiet luxury sucks all the life and fun out of fashion. This is now the new development in the quiet luxury field, or generally in the fashion field. And why is that the case? Well, let's get to it. First, subscribe to my channel here on the tubes. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today and gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Super Dacob all spelled together there as well. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday and midweek, and you're all welcome to join the live chats. Hi, co-chatters. So we've had a lot of conversations and debates about quiet luxury. Even before Gwyneth Paltrow and her court case, her ski accident court case, even before that, quiet luxury has been up and coming as a topic. It's not a new topic. Quiet luxury has existed since a while now, but a lot of people that analyze fashion have been saying, or marketing and brand marketing have been saying, that usually quiet luxury is a trend that comes and goes, and it usually comes then when there is a recession, when there is like money issue, when economy is not the best. Why does quiet luxury come in that moment? Because that's the time when usually people who still have money are even more so separated from the people that have no money, because people who have little money then have no money. People who have middle money then have very little money in those moments. So everything slows down. Shopping slows down. Economy slows down, meaning showing off wealth, also through clothing, slows down, which usually means that people that still have a lot of money start buying stuff that doesn't show off necessarily that they have spent a lot of money on something. And coincidentally, the quiet luxury focuses on, good quality materials, stuff that doesn't fall apart in just after 2 or 3 washes. So quiet luxury is something that also then works in favor of the people who have less money during economical crisis, because they will favor purchasing something that will last them longer, hence saving them money on the long run. But also, because people don't have that much money, people stop buying, since the masses don't have that much money, they stop buying the trend pieces, the pieces that are in fashion just one season, and then they fall out of fashion the next season. So people favor spending their money on items that are considered classics, that will not go out of fashion after one season, but that people will be able to keep wearing and still be just classy and just stylish, standard stylish for several seasons to come. You see, it's all kind of connected to the economy. But there is a twist. The brands have not, interestingly enough though, most of the brands have not caught up with the quiet luxury trend. Isn't that fascinating? Most of the brands are still posting colorful, in many cases tacky pieces with a lot of prints, logos, ornaments. We've seen the Prada and the Miu Miu collections that are kind of toning it down, quite visibly so toning it down. But we have seen also a lot of brands stepping it up a notch, creating even more colorful and crazy and whimsical pieces. Are they going to sell though? Well, a lot of the brands apparently are dialing it back and are trying to expand their collections, adding more of those classic pieces. The problem, however, is this. A lot of those pieces that we purchase today thinking, okay, good, they're not just a trend, they're going to be classics for a longer time if we buy them new, the quality is just not there anymore. We've seen these issues with a lot of the brands, from Chanel to, quality degrading, to even higher end brands where people are complaining, even with Hermes in some cases, in some instances, some people have been complaining. I've just watched on TikTok several videos about people buying their shoes. Now, those are leather goods made in Italy. When it comes to Hermes, it's a bit, I would think, like, if you're doing leather Hermes for me, make it in France. But whatever, there have been some issues with shoes allegedly, falling apart after just 1 or 2 wears. It's all on TikTok documented as always, right? But so even if you're buying luxury that is not just fashion trend, but considered style and heritage, the quality isn't just there anymore. in many cases. Now, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, right? Not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. But a lot of people are saying, what can we do? Well, for me, vintage is the way to go. I'm actually wearing vintage now from head to toe, 1997, 1996. DNG. In particular, this one doesn't have many logos, except it has this little tiny heart here, but very Sicilian widow vibes here. But there's also, I'm wearing DNG for another reason as well, because as this video is called, Quiet Luxury is eliminating literally the fun in fashion. My question is this: have we had enough of quiet luxury? Can quiet luxury be also whimsical? Or is it not allowed to be whimsical? Can whimsical be considered stylish and timeless? Or can't it? For something to be quiet luxury, is it enough for it to not have a visible logo on the outside? Or must it also not have a pattern, like this particular pattern, the maculato? This is, by the way, not real fur. This is synthetic fur. Can synthetic fur be quiet luxury? Or am I already out because this is too tacky? So am I, if I want to fall into that quiet luxury realm, am I even allowed to wear something like this? Or is this then considered too tacky? So are we falling for the rules and regulations now? Is quiet luxury becoming the dictator and the ruler of what we wear? So is it sucking the life out of fashion and the fun of fashion? I think that we have accelerated the conversation on quiet luxury so fast that we will all, sooner than later, get a burnout syndrome of quiet luxury. And even though we're broke, and even though we're in a recession, and even though we're like, we'll go, you know what I mean? Like, no money. We're going to get tired of this. And I think we're already getting tired of it. I don't know about you, but I just hunted down a little nifty piece, secondhand, from 1995, spring, summer. Again, Dolce Gabbana, cancellation, when they were not that complicated. Let's look. This thing is transparent, all so tacky. Listen, and I'm showing you this so sheer. I'm showing you this piece because it is logomania. And I'm showing you this piece on purpose, and I've hunted it down on purpose because of the anti quiet luxury movement we're in right now. Now, Dolce Gabbana in the 90s literally started exploding with the exterior logos. They're one of the first to have started doing this, like putting their logo on the outside. Now it seems totally normal, but back in the day, this was quite groundbreaking, really. But this is such a vintage, gorgeous piece. I adore stuff like this. So anyway, I will be archiving this. It's a very delicate piece. I mean, this nylon is very special. This thing is just insane. But anyway, I thought this is kind of a really good example of non-quiet luxury, especially because it also shows a lot of skin when you wear this. I mean, the nipples show, everything shows. So I'm kind of doing this, on purpose. I'm like, in your face, quiet luxury. I think I've slowly but surely had enough. What I think we should be moving more into and towards, rather than quiet luxury, should be sustainability. Now, you see, sustainability connects to vintage or used, pre-loved. And as Vivienne Westwood, one of my favorite designers ever, in fact, I have one of the Vivienne Westwood hangers here in my archives. As Vivienne Westwood would always say, buy less, choose well, make it last. that preserves the environment as much as possible. You can't just walk bare and naked all around because there are laws, decency laws out there in certain countries. You can't just go naked whenever you want to. So obviously you have to put on clothes. But hunting down, I always say somebody's treasure or somebody else's trash is my treasure. Somebody didn't want this anymore. Well, before this becomes trash, I'm on my kind of, D&G bender right now. So I bought this, right? And now it's in my archives. Yes, I will be wearing it, not on the tubes, because on YouTube, it's a bit too revealing, if you may. But I believe more than quiet luxury, we should focus on pre-loved, and it can be whimsical. This will save you a ton of money because it's not going to cost you like buying new quiet luxury. You can buy pre-loved, and it can be pre-loved quiet luxury style of like, cashmere cardigan with no logo, yada, yada. But it can also be a whimsical, tacky, hooker vibe, nylon shirt with a huge ass logo on it. Why not? Why not? Seriously, why not? And I think that's the direction we should be going towards. Not focusing too much on quiet luxury, because I do believe that quiet luxury in itself is very restrictive. And it's okay for a while, but it gets very boring and it's very limiting. And you can't have fun with quiet luxury. Everything, it sucks the life out of everything. And I think we're done with it. Honestly, I think we're done with it. I think we should focus on secondhand and vintage. That's the way to go. That's the way to go, because I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of people have been confusing also quiet luxury with, pre-loved. No, quiet luxury, if you buy it new, is very expensive. If you buy something pre-loved, it doesn't have to be necessarily quiet luxury, but it can also be super good quality because, like I said at the beginning of this video, new materials, new fabrics, the new products bought in store are quite often really bad quality. You wash a shirt 2 times, it already starts falling apart. But if you buy a shirt from the 90s and the 80s or the 70s, it's still holding up really well. This thing is almost 30 years old. So is this. It's amazing still. It's still amazing. And it was a lot cheaper than buying it new. If it were made new today. If it were made new today, the quality just wouldn't be the same. So it's like, there's like, everything is a con, there's no pro. Everything's a con. Nothing is the same quality as it used to be. Let's go vintage, y'all. I think vintage is the new black. What do you say? Let me know in the comment section down below. There you go. Lady Marie says, quiet luxury literally depresses me. Exploiting Kitten says, I looked at Loro Piana stuff online. Meh. I'm so quiet that no money leaves my wallet, says Stephanie. And D. Higginbotham says, I love pre-loved. I can get a whole lot of miles out of my pre-loved items before they are done. Ellen says, it's really amazing. Nay says, yes, that's the way to go. Shelby says, the quiet luxury is going the same directions as the minimalism in interior design in regards to aesthetic, kind of bland, mute colors, and sterile look. It has uniform vibes instead of personal expression. Vicky says, I think more people will purchase vintage in the future, especially with the quality nowadays. Might as well purchase pre-loved. Adam says, speaking of pre-loved, I've been looking for a boy bag, but they're often just as expensive as the new ones. I would veer away from the boy bag, just my personal opinion. Lucas says, vintage clothes and vintage perfume is the way to go. And Martine says, stuff was built to last back in the day. I love pre-loved items with a story. I love items with a story and a background. Blue Bannister says, Brunello Cucinelli also. Could you get more boring? Nay says, vintage designer for quality is all looking great. Oh my God, it's going so fast. Chanel vintage prices are so overinflated, says Nay. Leslie says, yeah, but that's because Chanel is just playing that game of pushing the prices. I would just avoid Chanel altogether at the moment, personally. I found a unicorn 2003 Speedy 25 that had barely a patina. It is perfect, says Basic Bag Lady. I have a suit made by Gianni Versace for Complice from the 90s. It's divine, says Handbag Diva. Leslie says, yes, amen. Look at the labels and look at the fabric content. That says it all. Debbie says everything, clothing, electronics, etc. were all built to not last after 2000. There you go. Thank you guys so much for your comments. Let me know more in the comment section down below. This is a really interesting conversation. What are your thoughts? Is quiet luxury still the way to go? Are we really done with it and we should just focus on something else like pre-loved? But pre-loved can be good quality and quiet luxury, but pre-loved can also be whimsical and fun and affordable. Keyword here, affordable. Okay, so we're going through a recession. Doesn't mean we're not allowed to have fun. We're going through a recession. Doesn't mean we're not allowed to wear whimsical things. Going through a recession doesn't mean we're not allowed to buy stuff. Pre-loved, better quality than you, and you could get some great brands and great deals for the fraction of the cost and still have fun living. So I say live a little. Love you loads. Subscribe to my channel and thumb up the video if you liked it and comments down below. Bye.